Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolute high-stakes corporate thriller. It's a fierce battle between two electrical giants that literally shaped the modern world. We're going to unpack the intense and, frankly, pretty bitter problems between Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison, a conflict you probably know as the War of the Currents. And ultimately, we're going to answer the big question. At the end of the day, who is actually correct? Okay, let's dive right into it. Tesla or Edison? Who really won the current war? I mean, if you ask people today about electricity, Edison's name is practically synonymous with the light bulb, right? While Tesla has kind of become this pop culture icon of visionary genius. But what actually happened between these two? Today, we're untangling all the historical myths, from the real corporate espionage, the engineering battles, and the deep personal rift, to figure out exactly how this all played out. Section 1, a $50,000 joke. To really understand the problems between them, we've got to start with the personal rift. The story kicks off in 1884. A young Nikola Tesla gets a job at the Edison Machine Works in New York City. And Tesla quickly proved he was incredibly valuable. Get this, after staying up all night fixing damaged dynamos on a ship called the SS Oregon, Edison himself even said Tesla was a damned good man. So recognizing his talent, the manager offered Tesla a massive task, redesigning 24 different types of standard machines. The reward, a $50,000 bonus. To put that into perspective, that's equal to nearly $1.8 million today. So Tesla grinds through the grueling work, fully expecting this life-changing payout. But when Tesla actually asked for his money, Edison completely walked back the deal. He reportedly hit him with this infamous line, "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." The truth? The company simply didn't even have that kind of cash on hand. Tesla felt completely betrayed, as you probably would. He quit right then and there, scribbling a single definitive note in his diary. Goodbye to the Edison Machine Works. Section 2, direct versus alternating current. So, moving away from the personal drama, let's look at the fundamental technical divide that sparked an industry-wide war. Edison set up the first investor-owned electric utility in 1882 using direct current, or DC. It ran at a relatively low 110 volts. Now, it was safe for indoors, sure, but because it couldn't easily be stepped up to higher voltages, it required these really expensive, thick copper wires. And the kicker? It had a transmission range of under a mile. That meant you literally needed power plants everywhere. Then you have George Westinghouse and Tesla's alternating current, or AC. AC used transformers to step power up to incredibly high voltages. This allowed for long-range transmission, up to 7 miles. Then it just stepped back down for safe indoor use. It was a highly efficient, absolutely elegant system. And this specific piece of technology is what really sparked the revolution. Tesla's brilliant AC induction motor, which he patented in 1888. It used polyphase current to create a rotating magnetic field. The absolute genius of it was that it was a self-starting design, which completely eliminated the need for commutators or mechanical brushes. That meant no sparking and super low maintenance. When George Westinghouse's engineers saw this, they knew immediately it was the missing piece to make their AC system perfectly viable. Westinghouse licensed the patent, fast, arming himself to take on Edison.
Section 3, the War of Currents.
Okay, so with Westinghouse armed with Tesla's motor, the market is thrown into absolute turmoil, and Edison's reaction was fierce. Edison had this stubborn, deep-seated fear that high-voltage AC was just inherently unsafe. He genuinely thought a fatal accident was going to hold back the entire electrical industry. Plus, the rising price of copper was making his DC system even more expensive, meaning Edison's sales guys were constantly losing municipal bids to the much cheaper AC systems. Even his own engineers privately told him, hey, we should switch to AC, but he flat out refused. Instead, he went on the offensive. He launched an aggressive propaganda campaign, publishing a warning from the Edison Electric Light Company, hyping up the dangers of AC. Section 4, smear campaigns and electrocutions. This debate over safety was about to get really, really grim. It escalated incredibly fast within just a single year. In June 1888, an electrical engineer named Harold P. Brown stepped up as a major anti-AC crusader, writing a letter to the New York Post calling AC damnable. And to prove it, just a month later, Brown held this gruesome public demonstration at Columbia College. He actually paid kids to collect stray dogs, which he then publicly electrocuted using alternating current. It's horrifying. By late 1888, this spectacle caught the attention of the state, who were looking for a new, humane method of capital punishment. Now, Brown claimed to be an independent expert, right? Well, historians later uncovered some shocking industrial espionage and collusion. Brown was actually secretly working with Thomas Edison. Edison loaned Brown space and equipment at his West Orange lab. Their shared goal? To make absolutely sure the newly invented electric chair was powered by a Westinghouse AC generator. Edison was using his massive resources to purposefully associate his rival's tech with the ultimate penalty. He was banking on the public being too terrified to ever put AC in their homes. And Edison shamelessly leaned into this public fear-mongering. When a New York official asked him for the best way to implement the new electric chair, Edison gave this incredibly dark, tongue-in-cheek response. Hire out your criminals as linemen to the New York electric lighting companies. The fear hit a boiling point in 1889 when a Western Union lineman named John Feeks was tragically killed and left tangled in overhead wires in busy Manhattan. Edison capitalized on the tragedy, publicly denouncing AC and vowing his company would never, ever adopt it. But how do you fight back against a massive smear campaign like that? Well, you use cold, hard data, specifically the number 87. In a truly brilliant piece of counter PR, George Westinghouse pointed out that 87 was the number of deaths caused by streetcars and gaslighting in a single year. He contrasted that with only 5 accidental deaths attributed to AC current and 0 in-home deaths. He successfully cut right through Edison's fearmongering, proving that AC, when properly installed, was actually a remarkably safe advancement.
Section 5. The final verdict.
So, who was correct in the end? Ultimately, the free market and the laws of physics made the final call. Despite all the smear campaigns, DC was fundamentally losing the technical war. And then came the ultimate corporate plot twist in 1892. Financier J.P. Morgan engineered a massive merger between Edison's company and their major rival, Thomson Houston. In the process, Edison was completely ousted from majority control. The new company even dropped his name, becoming just General Electric, or GE. And the very first thing GE did? They totally abandoned Edison's stubborn anti-AC stance and immediately embraced his rival's alternating current. From there, it was just a sweeping victory for alternating current. Westinghouse and Tesla's AC system underbid GE to spectacularly light the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Soon after, they won the massive contract to build the Niagara Falls hydroelectric project, proving once and for all that AC could power the nation. DC systems rapidly faded out. And just to put a final nail in the coffin, on November 14, 2007, Con Edison formally shut down the very last direct current distribution network in New York City. Even Edison himself eventually realized the truth. In 1908, Edison was speaking to George Stanley, the son of an AC transformer inventor, and offered this stunning, late-in-life admission. He simply said, "Tell your father I was wrong." Tesla and Westinghouse's technological vision had definitively won. Which leaves us with this final really fascinating question to ponder. If Tesla's engineering was vastly superior, and if Edison himself admitted he was wrong, why is Edison the name that still overwhelmingly dominates the history of electricity today? It's a stark reminder of the difference between engineering truth and historical PR. The best technology might win the market, but the best storyteller usually wins the history books. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Hopefully this gives you a whole new perspective the next time you flip a light switch.